Have you ever noticed how some living rooms just feel right the moment you walk in, while others, even with expensive furniture, still feel awkward or cramped? The secret isn't always in the furniture itself, it's in the layout. You see, the way you arrange your sofa, chairs, and tables can completely change the look and feel of your living room. Get it right, and your space will feel open, cozy, and stylish. Get it wrong, and even the most beautiful pieces can look out of place. The good news? You don't need an interior designer to figure it out. In this video, we're breaking down the best furniture layouts for every living room size, from compact apartments to spacious family homes. Whether your living room is small, medium, or large, I'll show you smart layout tips that are not only practical but also make your space look professionally designed. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to transform your living room, no matter how big or small it is. Idea 1. Floating sofa layout. When you're working with a small living room, every inch counts. One of the smartest tricks is the floating sofa layout. Now, floating doesn't mean your sofa is magically hanging in the air. It simply means you don't have to shove it right against the wall. By pulling your sofa forward just a little, you can create a small walkway behind it. Place a slim console table back there, and suddenly you've added both function and style. That table can hold lamps, books, or even a charging station for phones, without making the room look crowded. This little shift makes the room feel more open and intentional, instead of like you're trying to force everything against the walls. And here's a bonus tip. If your sofa is a light color or has slim legs, it will look less bulky, making the whole space appear bigger. Pair this with a nesting coffee table, those sets of small tables that slide under each other. They're perfect because you can spread them out when guests come over, then tuck them away to save space when you're alone. Add a slender floor lamp beside the sofa instead of a chunky side table, and suddenly you've created a stylish, practical setup in even the smallest space. Idea 2. Corner or L-shape layout. Another super effective idea for small living rooms is the corner or L-shaped layout. Most people leave corners empty, but that's actually wasted space. By placing a sectional sofa or an L-shaped couch into the corner, you maximize seating while keeping the center of the room open. This layout is especially great for families or anyone who loves movie nights, because it gives you plenty of seating without crowding the room with extra chairs. Now, let's talk entertainment. Instead of a bulky TV stand, go for a wall-mounted TV. Pair it with a floating shelf or slim wall-mounted cabinet underneath for storage. This keeps the floor clear, making the whole room feel bigger and lighter. You can even add floating shelves on either side of the TV for decor, plants, books, or small art pieces. This balances out the wall visually, so the TV doesn't look like it's just hanging there. If you're dealing with a really tight space, choose a sectional with storage inside. Some models have hidden compartments under the seats, which is a game changer for storing blankets, games, or extra pillows without adding more furniture. Idea 3. Multifunctional furniture. And finally, in a small living room, your furniture should do double duty. Think about this. Instead of a traditional coffee table, use an ottoman with hidden storage. It works as a table if you add a tray, as a seat when you have guests, and as a storage box for those items you don't want lying around. Or try a sofa bed if you live in a studio or often host friends. It saves you from needing an extra guest room. 4 side tables, foldable or nesting designs are best. You can bring them out when you need them and hide them when you don't. Another trick is to use lightweight, movable furniture. For example, a small accent chair that you can easily move around gives you flexibility without committing to bulky pieces. And don't underestimate the power of a rug. Even in a tiny apartment, a rug under your sofa and coffee table defines the seating area, making the room feel cozy and organized instead of random. Go for lighter tones or subtle patterns to create the illusion of more space. By combining multifunctional pieces and smart accessories, even the smallest living room can feel stylish, practical, and surprisingly spacious. Medium living rooms. Idea 4. Balanced symmetry layout. When you have a medium-sized living room, you're lucky, you've got space to play with, but not so much that it feels overwhelming. One of the best approaches is the balanced symmetry layout. This setup is simple but powerful. Place your sofa directly opposite your main focal point, usually the TV or a fireplace. Then, add 2 chairs or a love seat facing the sofa, with a coffee table in the center. The result is a living room that feels calm, organized, and very put together. Why does this work so well? Because symmetry creates a sense of harmony. When you walk into the room, your eyes naturally feel comfortable, as if everything is in the right place. It's also very functional. Everyone seated has a clear view of both the TV and each other, which makes it great for families or entertaining guests. If you want a less formal feel, you don't need to use perfectly matching chairs. Try pairing your sofa with different accent chairs in complementary colors or materials. For example, a leather sofa with 2 fabric chairs in lighter tones creates both balance and contrast. Add matching side tables or lamps on each end, and you've got a room that looks like it was styled by a professional designer. Idea 5. Conversation circle layout. Medium-sized living rooms are perfect for a conversation circle layout, a setup that makes your living room more about people and connection than just the TV. Here's how it works. Place 2 sofas facing each other with a coffee table in the center. Then, if you have the space, add a pair of chairs on either side to complete the circle. The result is a seating arrangement that feels inviting and encourages eye contact and conversation. This is a fantastic option for families who love game nights, or for those who entertain often. It naturally brings everyone closer together, instead of having people sitting in different corners of the room. Want to adapt this idea for TV lovers? No problem. Simply angle one sofa toward the TV so that you still get the comfort of watching movies while keeping the social vibe. Pro tip: place a large rug under all the furniture. The rug acts like an anchor, keeping the seating area grounded and making the room feel cohesive. Without it, the furniture can look like it's just floating around. Idea 6. Open flow layout. Another beautiful option for medium living rooms is the open flow layout, especially in homes where the living room connects to the dining area or kitchen. Instead of pushing your sofa against the wall, float it in the center of the room. This instantly creates 2 zones, one for seating and one for whatever space lies behind the sofa. Add a console table behind the sofa for lamps, books, or plants, and suddenly it looks intentional instead of empty. This layout has 2 big advantages. It makes the living area feel like its own cozy section, and it keeps the room feeling open and airy because you're not crowding the walls. It's also great for creating natural walkways. Guests can move around the seating area without cutting through the middle of it. For extra style, angle your chairs slightly inward to make the space feel more welcoming, and add a side table between them. This creates a natural conversational spot while still keeping the room uncluttered. The open flow layout is perfect for people who want their living room to feel modern, flexible, and connected to the rest of the home. Large living rooms. Idea 7. Zoning the space. When your living room is large, the challenge isn't fitting furniture, it's making sure the space feels cohesive and welcoming. The best way to do that is by creating zones. Instead of treating the room as one giant open area, break it into sections with specific purposes. For example, one area could be your TV or media zone. Another could be a reading nook with a comfy chair and a floor lamp. You might even add a game or conversation corner with a small table and chairs. The key is to use furniture and decor to define these zones. A large rug can anchor the TV area, a bookshelf can separate a reading nook, and even a console table can act as a subtle divider. This way, your big living room feels intentional and inviting, instead of like a giant hall with furniture randomly scattered around. Idea 8. Multiple seating arrangements. In a large living room, one sofa and one coffee table just won't cut it. The room will swallow them up. That's where multiple seating arrangements come in. Instead of having one big seating area, try creating 2 or more groupings. For example, you could have a main sofa and sectional around the TV, and then a smaller area by the window with a pair of accent chairs and a side table for reading or morning coffee. This approach makes the room feel full and functional. It also gives guests options. Some can sit near the TV, while others chat in a quieter corner. If you're working with a really big space, you can even add a curved sectional or an oversized U-shaped sofa. These look stunning and bring people together without making the room feel empty. The trick is balance. Arrange each seating area so it feels cozy on its own but also flows naturally with the rest of the room. Idea 9. Statement layouts. And finally, in large living rooms, you have the freedom to go bold with statement layouts. This is where you can play with oversized furniture, unique shapes, and strong focal points. For example, a curved or circular sofa can become the star of the room, instantly creating a sense of drama. Or you might use a massive coffee table or even twin coffee tables to balance a large sectional. Fireplaces, art walls, or feature media units also work beautifully in large rooms. They give your layout a central anchor so the space doesn't feel too spread out. Another idea is to place accent chairs or daybeds in unexpected spots, like near a window with a view, or facing the main sofa to create contrast. These pieces act like conversation starters and help fill space without clutter. The main goal with statement layouts is to make the room feel luxurious and intentional. Don't be afraid to scale up your furniture. Big spaces need big pieces, otherwise everything looks undersized. So, whether your living room is small, medium, or large, the right furniture layout can completely change how it looks and feels. A tiny room can go from cramped to cozy with smart choices, a medium room can feel balanced and inviting with the right flow, and a large room can transform into a luxurious space with zones and statement pieces. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all layout. It's all about creating a setup that works for your lifestyle. Do you love movie nights? Focus on the TV area. Do you host guests often? Go for conversation-friendly arrangements. The best layout is the one that makes your living room feel like home. If you found these ideas helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more interior design tips. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, check out my video on Modern Living Room Decorating Ideas 2025. I'll leave the link right here and in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.